Welcome to the Neck Knot mini course. I'm Dr. Daniel Lopez and I'm going to be your guide, and this is the introduction. Neck pain is an incredibly common complaint that many people see doctors, physical therapists, massage therapists, acupuncturists, and more every year. Many people complain of knots in their necks and attribute it to many different things. Commonly, people like to blame things like stress. They will mention they carry their stress in their shoulders or their neck. They will attribute it to carrying heavy bags or purses, sleeping wrong, computer use, poor ergonomics, bad posture, and many other things. And some of these things may be associated or even be big factors, but usually there are deeper problems. Scientists have made many amazing discoveries about the human body and health. What knots are and how to get rid of them remains a mystery. There are different ideas ranging from contracted muscles, scarring, to questions as to whether they even exist or not because they do not show up on scans. One article I read stated that researchers do not know what knots are and why we get them, but then they concluded that, quote, regardless of the possible cause, most therapists feel that the best treatment for purported muscle knots is to pummel them. How great is that? Scientists don't know what knots are and even question whether or not they exist, but many agree that the best treatment is to pummel them. Wait, what? No one has really studied whether or not pummeling knots works. And my guess is that if they did, the results would show that pummeling knots is ineffective or slightly effective at best. And I'll explain why in a later segment. I was an athlete growing up, and I had many knots, and I spent much time either pummeling the knots myself or having somebody else do it. And sometimes it felt nice, but more often than not it was really painful. The end result left me walking out feeling sore with the belief that knots would improve over the next couple days. But I was never convinced that that really happened. Ironically, with treating patients, I found that a light touch would actually go further than pummeling. And I believe the reason for this to be that these painful sensitive areas are lymphatically congested. Now the lymph system clears inflammatory markers and other junk around your cells. And a light touch is more effective in draining lymph, which clears out those inflammatory markers much better than pummeling. Whereas a light touch may help move the lymph along, a more aggressive touch might have the opposite effect and create more lymphatic congestion, making the area feel more sore and inflamed immediately afterwards. It actually has the potential to make things worse. As we go along, I'll explain how to use light touch correctly to be effective. However, this is only part of successfully making knots go away. In this course, I will explain a different model to explain knots in a way that I believe more effectively explains what they are, why they form, why they are complicated to release, and how we can get rid of them. I'll give you a hint. The answer is not pummeling them, nor is it exercising or stretching them in the way you think. Getting rid of knots requires a more sophisticated approach and an understanding of what the body may be communicating. And here's what we're going to cover. Do knots exist? What is a knot? Why pummeling, exercising, stretching doesn't really work very well? Why we form knots? How long do knots stay? And then, why getting rid of knots is complicated. But lastly, we're going to go over some strategies on how to get rid of them. So I hope you follow me through this course and you can continue on to the next section, which is going to be Do Knots Exist? And I'll see you there.